because dates are so overrated. You tend to just remember the date and forget the significance of what really happened during that exact moment. There are only two important dates in this presentation: the beginning of Rizal's life and the beginning of his legacy. This presentation will be way different. Using popular tools via the internet and references from our beloved handouts, we came up with a different glimpse on the life of our national hero, Jose Protasio Rizal Mercado y Alonso Rialonda. Yet, that's his full name. The birth of a hero. When in Calamba, Rizal was born inside a family who's not too poor and not too rich, but just right. Parents were Francisco Mercado Rizal and Teodora Alonso. Such long and complicated names, I feel bad for them. Rizal's parents were smart like him. He was the seventh among the total of 11 children. Well, his parents got busy. They were Saturnina as neneng, Pasiano the older bro, Narcissa as isa, Olympia as Pia, Lucia Maria as young, and we have Jose, who is known as Pepe, Concepcion as Concha, Josefa as Pangoy, that did not rhyme, Trinidad as Trining, Soledad as Choleng, and that's the Rizal children. Barely 3 years old, he learned the alphabet from his mom. During his childhood, he was totally raised well and pampered. Yet despite all that, he still experienced the sorrows and pains his mother wished he didn't. And one of those sorrows was the execution of 3 fathers in the church who only wanted equality with the other Spanish friars. The martyrdom of Gomburza was born, and the start of a revolution came to life. But before Jose had any part of that, he still had to grow up, which was hard for him because he was pretty short. Hashtag Filipino size. During his growing up phase, he was told a very important story from his mother. The story about the moth and the flame. The story goes like this. There was this flame. He was like, "Touch me not, guys. I'm too hot to handle." And there was this moth who was like, "I don't care how hot you are." But then the mother moth came and was like, "Son, you can't touch this, aight? You wanna get killed or something? Don't be stupid." Well, that's how I understood the story. Anyway, so the moth was like, "I'm a grown-ass man. I can take the heat, whatever that is." And the flame was like, "Dude, you better back up a little." And the moth was like, "Don't tell me what to do." And moth died in a blistering inferno of death and fire, and death and fire. So yeah, that's what Rizal's mom told him that one night. Sometimes it's better to not know too much. But Rizal had a different understanding with that, which he, I guess, regretted, yet not entirely, because he turned out to be our national hero. Moving on, Rizal started college, and of course, he was the top of the class, smart, yet still small. He went to Ateneo, then the University of Santo Tomas, where he shifted to medicine because his mom was like going blind or something. And during his time in University of Santo Tomas, such a long name, he wrote an inspiring poem dedicated to the next generation of youths entitled Ang Kabataan, Ang Pag-asa ng Bayan, or in Filipino, which was true because who else will lead the future but us kids? Am I right? Am I right? So after UST, Rizal was pushed by Pasiano, his older brother, to go abroad and continue his studies there, and also begin his journey for the liberty of the Filipinos from the Spanish, mainly the pervert friars. And so he traveled by sea, passed Singapore, where he crashed in a very expensive hotel. Then Colombo, Suez Canal, Naples, 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 Marseilles, and Barcelona. Then Madrid, where he took 2 courses on medicine and philosophy and letters. Letters? And he also enrolled in fine arts, where he studied painting and sculpture, and took lessons in French and German and English, and in fencing and shooting. Edi ko na. After sinking himself with so much things to do in Madrid, he went to Paris, for a summer vacation and toured its beautiful places. Come to think of it, he probably had a bucket list prepared. He probably knew he was going somewhere. You know what I'm talking about. And of course, money can always be there for you. During the hard Spanish persecutions, Jose Rizal's family was not able to support him on his conquest abroad. After Paris, he went to Berlin. He stayed in Berlin for a long time. He wanted to become better in ophthalmology, and more studying, and published his first novel. Noli Me Tangere was published thanks to Maximo Viola. In the winter in Berlin, Rizal finally felt what it's like to be poor, experiencing poverty to the point, despite him being a small man, became smaller and smaller. You know, he wasn't eating much those days. After Berlin, he went home to cure his mom from being blind and other stuff. Then back to Singapore again, to Barcelona, then back to Colombo, then back to Singapore again, to Barcelona, then back to Colombo again. He became a doctor or physician known with his nickname Dr. Ulibad or Ilman. Ailman! Aside from that, he opened a small gymnasium. It's like, you know, vote Rizal for president or something. Then Rizal went abroad again. Oh, gosh. This time, somewhere different. Oh, Hong Kong, Macau, and Japan. But wait, there's more. He went to America. Oakland, Sacramento, Nevada, Utah, Nebraska, Chicago, New York, and Colorado. Oh, and London also, which is not America. There he met the Beckett family and the Rost family. Nice names. Then Paris again, where he stayed at the house of Valentin Ventura, the savior of El Filibusterismo. Rizal's second novel. Then Belgium, that's where he finished El Filibusterismo. He who does not love his native language is worse than a beast or smelly fish. Despite Rizal touring the globe, he never stopped thinking about the Philippines. He could have just stayed outside the Philippines and just live, bring his family outside from the hands of the Spanish. But he decided to go home, where he belonged. December 30th, 1896, Dr. Jose Rizal woke up early to hear the last mass of his life. The sound of the trumpet echoed in Fort Santiago, a signal for him to stand up and walk his last walk. He showed up with a formal black suit, black hat, white shirt, black tie. After hearing the signal, Jose Rizal exerted his full force to face the firing squad. At 7:03 o'clock in the morning, the legacy of Jose Rizal was born. A son, a brother, a cousin, a student, a lover, a husband, a writer, a poet, a doctor, a lottery winner, a lover to hear her, and her, and her, and her, and her. A Filipino, a hero. There's many more, but to cut it short, he is our national hero. Rizal's words live on. So for the sake of his legacy, live his words.